This is Earth Radio.
Hey journeys, where y'all been? It's Unique and I'm back with another video. So today I wanted to come on and give you guys a video about my bartending school experience. It was actually requested by one of my journeys. I know it's been a minute since I completed my certificate, but better late than never, right? She asked me about the pros and cons of bartending school, as well as the most challenging part about me. The pros to going to bartending school would definitely be the opportunity to network with other people who are in your local area. It is a great opportunity for you to be able to learn something new, and it is very, very fun. So I can say that in my bartending school experience, I met really cool people in my class. A lot of times people in the bartending industry do have big personalities, so that poses for a great class dynamic. I can say from my experience, I really enjoy working together with the other people that were in my class. There are a range from young people to older people. Some people are just starting out their careers. Some people want to do a career change or a transition, for like me for example, and others just want to try something new, or they just wanted to pick up like a side job or hustle to be able to make extra money so that they can be able to fund different endeavors. So you have a wide variety of different people that you will meet in bartending class. For my bartending school, for example, you get job placement, so you definitely want to make sure that you start fostering good relationships with not only your instructor but whoever the director is over the school, because they will look out for you. I know, for example, my particular director at my bartending school, he sat down with me after I completed my certification and we went over different parts of my resume. We tweaked it a little bit. He gave me a list of different employers who were looking for bartenders, as well as some of his connections that he knew. So you want to make sure that you are definitely on your P's and Q's as it relates to talking to your instructor as well as the director and fostering good relationships with them. Once I completed my certification for bartending school, the amount of positions that were out there in my city, there was so many positions. A lot of times you do have to work your way up in certain companies to become bartender, because let's just put it out there, like the bartender has the greatest responsibility within the company, but they also reap the greatest reward. So for my bartending school, for example, I paid about $500 to be able to take the class. It was a 5-week class as to where you had to achieve 40 hours. So I went on Saturdays for 5 weeks straight from 9 to 5. So the most challenging part about bartending school was the speed. So it's a lot to learn in a short amount of time, and you also have to be quick. You have to be a great multitasker, and you have to work well under pressure. I would definitely say that the challenging part for me was speed, because I have a work history of being in call center settings as well as office settings where I didn't have to move as fast there, and I didn't have to be on my feet and use my hands and think too much. I could say that working in the office in a call center is something that just comes naturally to me. It's a second nature for me to be able to flow in that way. Being that I haven't had much experience working in restaurants, for example, or being around a bar or behind the bar, I found that the speed part was definitely challenging. You are on your feet continuously. Your feet will hurt, your back will hurt, your shoulders will hurt, your arms will hurt. So if y'all can go and get massages, I would highly recommend getting massages while you're in bartending school, because it does put a lot of wear and tear on your body. Okay, it's a lot of wear and tear on your body, so keep that in mind. So this is my bartending school binder. It's a 1-inch binder, and I would recommend highly that you guys get one of these if y'all are interested in going to bartending school. It will be helpful because you get so much information. It's a lot to learn in a short period of time, so you want to have somewhere that you can put all of the paperwork that you get. I put mine in little protectors because, as you can imagine, you're working with liquids and you just don't want the spills to ruin your papers. I have had some unfortunate events that happened to me, and I would have to write my notes all over, because when we were practicing our pours and making drinks, let's just say liquids be flying everywhere, girl. It be flying everywhere, where liquids fly everywhere. I'm gonna go over just a couple of things that we went over. So we have our liquor list, and with the liquor list you have to differentiate between the types of liquors from vodka, gin, rum, tequila, whiskey, scotch, brandy, cognacs, as well as your flavored liqueurs, wines, and beer. We had to learn the difference between well, top shelf, call brands, tweeners, and be able to differentiate and have a good bottle recognition for the drinks, and knowing what bottle is equated to what type of alcohol. So knowing that if you look at Jack Daniel's bottle, that's a whiskey bottle, and that would be considered a call brand. Call brands is like not too low but not too high, it's in the middle. After that, we learned about the history of bartending. Then we went into the recipes, and this is where the rubber meets the road. This is what determines if you are cut out for this or not. Now I'm gonna tell you, my strong suit in class was knowledge. It was remembering the recipes, it was knowing what goes into what, how much goes into what. So throughout the class we broke it down into sections. So y'all know that I said I was in there for 5 weeks. So during the first week we had an intro to the bar, and we learned highballs and sours. The second week we did 2-ounce cocktails, margaritas, and shooters. On the third week we learned POS system, tall drinks. Fourth week it was about customer service, beer, wine, martinis, and we did practice rounds. And then the fifth week, the final week, we did speed drills and review of everything that we learned, and then we had our final exam. The 4 tests that came on our final exam is 1 written, 1 pour test, and 2 practicals. In the written test, it was multiple choice, fill in the blank, general knowledge of what we learned in class. The pour test was for accuracy. You had to get 3 out of 5 of accuracy. So pour, a house pour would be 1.5 ounces, and you had a pour test on that. Now when you do the pour test, you have to get exactly on the line, or the small line above, or the small line below. We practiced with our right hand, we practiced with our left hand. We did two-handed of whatever the amount was that we had to pour. On the practical, we had to know 11 out of 15 drinks so that we can obtain at least 70%, and you had to make them accurately and be able to tell the instructor exactly what it was that you made. Then the last practical was a drill, and it was based on speed. So you get a list of drinks, and your goal is to make all the drinks on the list within 7 minutes. And I would say for me that was a challenging part, and that was the part that I bombed on. Like, I got high scoring in all the other parts except for the drill. So I'm not that fast, and what I learned about not being that fast is I would probably do better moving on into an environment that's not as quick. So whether that would be doing like pouring drinks at a small catering event, or working in a hotel that doesn't get much traffic, you know, different things like that would consider based on how you score on your certification. It will determine what industry you could move on into. But don't restrict yourself. Know that once you get to the company, you're gonna have to learn all over again. The bartending school is honestly just the basics to get your gears going and get your feet running in the ground. It's not like the end all and be all, and just be open to learning, and know that there's always gonna be more to learn, and that every company is different and how they operate is different. Now as it relates to the money, I know people that make great money where they can bartend full-time. I know people that do it as a side hustle. What I can say is majority of the people who I know that are bartenders says that it is good money. So you have your slow seasons, you have your fast seasons. So my advice that I received from my director would be to diversify yourself. Don't put yourself in a box, or don't feel like you have to be fully committed to one company. If you want to move around a bit, if you want to have multiple bartending gigs, that's totally up to you. So yeah guys, I hope that give y'all a better outlook as to what it's like going to bartending school, as well as my experience. If y'all have any questions, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section down below. I tried to go over everything that I could think of in that moment, but as y'all know, it's like once you out of there, you be so far removed. But I will try my best to answer any questions that y'all have. I hope that y'all found this video helpful. Would I recommend that you go to bartending school? I would say 100% yes. If it's on your heart, do it. I waited so long before I actually went and toured the school and paid my tuition, and it's no point in being afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's honestly a really good investment. It's all about how you apply yourself. Yeah guys, any additional questions that you have, put those in the comment section down below. Hope that y'all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye journeys.
This concludes our broadcast day.